Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're doing a very quick video on updating the heat exchanger mounts on the small block Chevy. Alright, so this is going to be a one-shot, one-take summary of what I just did to significantly improve the heat exchanger mounts on the 350 Chevys. These motors are from Marine Power. They came with these brackets here, which likely would bolt to the head. You know, the heat exchanger would sit there. But on the boat, when they went to repower, there wasn't enough clearance, so they had to do a spacer and bring it down for the engine hatch lid to close and clear the radiator cap. I mean, it was very tight even with this modification here. So originally, they had a piece of bent flat bar, and that eventually broke on the port motor, and the heat exchanger tumbled down in the engine room. Big mess, overheated, so on and so forth. So I designed these, you know, pieces of flat bar bent, but also put a wall here to kind of box them in. That worked up until recently, where I got cracks here, and I was like, okay, this is enough of this. There's too many points of failure here, another bolted connection. We're done with this. I got on the internet, started shopping around, and I found the factory Crusader heat exchanger mount for a front-mounted small block Chevy from the early 2000s. It came on either the early MPI or throttle body injected motors. A lot of Crusader stuff is rear mounted, but on this Marine Power engine, they've got the oil filters back here and just a different configuration. So I was able to find this heat exchanger mount, nice and blue, to fit the 5-inch diameter heat exchanger that came. So it's just nice in the cradle. And thankfully, my pack rat self had some spare pieces of rubber, so I sat the heat exchanger on some rubber so it's not touching any metal to metal. So all of that being said, I'll link the part below from Crusader, from Marine Part Source, best price I found. I used a 1.5 inch 3/8 grade 8 bolt to go through the bracket, through the alternator mount, and into the head. This is a temporary solution with the washers to match the spacing of this bracket, because I'm assuming this bracket wasn't on the engine that this originally came on. I think the Crusaders used a engine bracket that was here on the exhaust manifold for the alternator. So that's the only fitment issue, and that's barely an issue because really I just used some washers to space it. I'm going to end up getting some sleeves made to the right length. I'll just maybe cut one of these down. But with that being said, the heat exchanger is now significantly more secure than it's ever been, with only 2 bolted connections instead of 4. And I mean, it doesn't flex or move around anymore. So for $75 and some miscellaneous hardware, that is fantastic. And you know what? I'm not even going to paint that gray, because Crusader, you get the W on that. Thank you very much. But P.S. almost had a disaster. I want to mention this. When a bolt snaps off in the head, yep, I cannot tell you how lucky I got with some vice grips. That was a grade 8 bolt too. Vice grips, best tool ever. But to summarize, old heat exchanger brackets with these mounts. This one was loose when I took it off. Once again, getting ready to break or come apart. Those are gone. Crusader mount is in. Again, I'll post a link. Your under 5-minute video on how I upgraded the heat exchanger mounts on my small block Chevy. Clearance the belt, clearance the water pump, clearance the hatch. Best $75 I probably spent on this boat in a good minute. Great upgrade. I wish I did this 5 years ago. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.